think I must have been feeling particularly lonely on this day. And I remember sitting at my desk, having my worship actually, having just a little pity party all on my own there. I was sitting there and I was just said to God, why did you leave me on my own? Then I decided I would open my Bible up and listen to what God had to say to me. And I actually almost fell off the chair when I read it, because it was just like God was speaking back to me. In Isaiah 54, verse 5, "For your Maker is your husband, and your Redeemer is the Holy One of Israel. He is called the God of the whole earth. For a mere moment I have forsaken you, but with great mercies I will gather you." And I read that and I just went, whoa, I think God's saying something to me here. He's saying, he's my husband. Right, that's great. Well, I think it was later that morning, I needed to go and mow my lawn. Now, I'd had a problem because my lawnmower had conked out, and no matter how hard I'd tried to start it, it just wasn't starting. And the problem with that was my grass was getting longer and longer. And it got to the stage where it was actually embarrassingly long. It looked like nobody lived in my home. I happened to mention this to a teacher at school one day, just saying, "It's so frustrating when machinery doesn't work, you know." And she said to me, "Oh, we've got a lawnmower we could loan you. How about I bring it round next Sunday and you could use our lawnmower?" I said, "Oh, really? Thanks, that'd be lovely." So they brought it round and left it at my house. I took it round to the backyard and I thought, great, now I can mow the lawn. I pulled the cord of the mower and nothing happened. I thought, what? Oh well, maybe I didn't prime it enough. So I did everything I should do, primed this and checked all the levers and changed it to a different position, and I tried again. Nothing. I thought, oh, this is ridiculous. This is supposed to be a good mower and I can't start it either. So this little scenario went on for a bit, and then I thought, I'm going to ask God. So I said, "God, this is really frustrating. Can you please help me start this mower?" So I tried again, nothing. And then I remembered what God had said to me. So I said, "Hey, God, you said you were my husband. So can you please start this mower?" And I tried again, nothing. Well, by now I was getting a little bit more than frustrated. I was getting a little bit upset. And I actually did something that I don't often do outside. So I actually knelt down beside my lawnmower and I said, "God, you said you were my husband. Now I'm telling you that if I was married and my husband was inside sitting on the couch, I'd go inside and go, oh, the lawnmower won't start. Can you come and help me, please?" I said, "You know what, God? I know he'd come because I wouldn't marry a man who wouldn't come. So he'd fix the mower and I'd mow the lawn and that'd be great. In fact, maybe he'd even mow the lawn for me." I got up off my knees and I tried the lawnmower again. Nothing. By this time, I have to say, I was so upset. Not just because the lawnmower wouldn't start, not just because I was frustrated, but because God told me he was my husband and he wasn't starting the mower for me. And I actually started feeling a little bit of anger rising up in myself against God. And I was a bit horrified, but I said, "God, I don't know why you wouldn't do it, but I've got to go," because I was due to go to a baby shower. I rang up my friend and said, "Look, I couldn't start the mower, so sorry, maybe you could come and get it." And she said, "Oh, no worries, we'll come and pick it up." And I got in my car and off I went to the party. And while I was at the party, I'm forgetting all about the lawnmower. And I had a nice time. On my way home, I remembered, "God, you did say you're my husband." Well, as I turned into the street on which I live, I saw a little bit of activity going on in my garden. I turned into my driveway and there was my friend's husband and her children scurrying around, and I couldn't believe what I saw. They had mown my lawn, swept my paths, cleaned out my gutters, so that my house looked like a pristine, beautiful home. And I was so embarrassed. I felt terrible about what I was complaining about to God. And I said, "You know what, God? I'm really sorry. I was such a doubting Thomas, and I'm so sorry that I didn't believe what you said. And I think I sort of had a bit of a chuckle with God, actually, and I think God's got a really good sense of humour. I've come to realise that the more time I spend with God, the more I get to know him. And that's what I want. I just want Jesus as my best friend.